Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Rose Writes and I write and narrate Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction. I will be continuing my series, Happy With You, but I'm starting this new one that I really hope you enjoy. I actually got the idea for this series yesterday at church and it made me excited, so I had to jot it down. So yeah, I'm going to also try adding music, so drop a comment below telling me what you think. I hope you enjoy. I Carry Your Heart, Chapter 1. No, that's not right, Adrienne thought as the eraser shavings fell around the words that used to be. Adrienne Agreste, age 24, was sitting in the back row of the lecture hall at Sorbonne University, where he was studying English and business management with a minor in music. A guest lecturer introduced how to brand your business and what makes a person successful in the field. He should be paying attention. The guest speaker was his father, after all, Gabriel Agreste, the owner of the world-renowned fashion brand Agreste Apparel. Try as he might, Adrienne's thoughts continued to drift to her, to the girl whose hair was as dark as the Paris sky at midnight, to the girl whose bluebell eyes illuminated his very existence every time she laughed, to the girl whose name he didn't know because he was too shy to even speak to her. Adrienne, a displeased voice called to him from the front of the room, breaking him from his spiraling thoughts. Yes, sir? He sat up straight in his seat, pretending that he wasn't just caught in a daze. Well? Oh no. Adrienne had missed a question his father had asked. Mr. Agreste removed his glasses and pinched the bridge of his nose in aggravation, sighing heavily. Because some of us can afford to squander thousands of dollars not to pay attention in class, does anyone else have the answer? Gabriel paced back and forth, with the disappointment settling on his face. Adrienne sunk deep into his seat, wishing nothing more than to disappear at that moment. A few hands shot up, including, "Yes, miss." Gabriel started, implying that the young lady should introduce herself. Marinette. She then proceeded to give her complex answer to the designer's question. That's her name. Marinette. Adrienne's neck prickled with heat. Such a lovely name for an even lovelier person. I have to get to know her. Adrienne's thoughts began to swirl. A poem by E. Cummings entered Adrienne's brain. He began to write. To Marinette. I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. And whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful you are my world, my true. So cheesy. Adrienne racked his brain for something better as he heard, class dismissed. As students around Adrienne jostled their belongings into their bags, he sat there unmoving until a soft punch met his arm. Adrienne grabbed his shoulder and glanced in the direction of where the arm appeared. Bro, are you gonna sit there all day? Let's go! It was just Nino. Adrienne had met him on his first day of grad school, and they have been best buds ever since. Adrienne had always struggled with making friends, so Nino was his one and only. Ha ha, no. Wait for me outside. I'll be there in a minute. Adrienne's eyes never met Nino's gaze. He was staring at the first row where his mystery girl was standing. But he knew her name now. Marinette. His heart fluttered. Nino followed his gaze. Dude, you have got to get a grip. You've been crushing on that girl ever since school started. Talk to her, she won't bite, Nino teased. Maybe I will. See ya, Nino. Adrienne bolted from his seat with the cheesy poem neatly folded several times. He climbed down the stairs until he was mere feet away from her. I can do this. Just introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Adrian. Nice to meet you. No, I can't say that. She'll think I'm so lame. He began to panic, his vision blurring and his hands numb. He did something even he had not anticipated. He noticed her coral book bag lying open on the floor next to her seat. He swiftly placed the poem in her bag, without Marinette or her friend spotting him, and turned his heels to exit the lecture hall. He stopped outside of the door and leaned all of his weight against the wall, breathing deeply. Way to go, Adrian. I can't even talk to a girl. And I gave her the poem. Oh man, this couldn't get worse. Adrian shook the thoughts from his head and left to meet Nino finally. In Marinette and Alia's dorm room that evening. What a day, Alia! Marinette flopped down onto her roommate's bed. Do you mind? Alia joked as she repositioned her best friend to be lying across her lap. Alia pulled her laptop up to rest on Marinette's stomach. She had a lot to do. Alia was working on her master's degree in technology. She was in the throes of creating a professional website showcasing her blogs and talk shows she has been on in the past. Marinette pushed herself up from the uncomfortable position. I guess I should get started on my homework too, huh? She reached into her bag and pulled out some pattern designs as well as her sketchbook, but a small piece of paper fell to the floor. Huh? Marinette raised an eyebrow as she stared at it. She tucked her hair behind her ears and cautiously picked up the paper and carefully unfolded it. What is it? Alia prodded. Come on, let me see! Alia reached for the paper, but Marinette batted her hand away. Marinette's eyes searched over the paper and read it 5 times at least. Marinette recognized it. E. Cummings, I Carry Your Heart. She had taken a poetry class last semester and wrote a paper analyzing this particular poem. It has remained one of her favorites. Marinette's face flushed pink. She didn't have the words. Someone wrote down these words that Marinette knew all too well. For her. Someone addressed it to her. But Marinette didn't have that many friends at school. Mostly just Alia and Chloe. Well, sometimes Chloe. Annoyed at the lack of answers, Alia snatched the piece of paper from her friend's grasp. The blogger's eyes lingered over the words, a smile slowly spreading across her face. Girl. Alia's voice was barely a whisper. Huh? Girl, Alia uttered a bit louder. Do you know what this means? She shoved the paper back in Marinette's face, gesturing to the poem. Someone else likes E. Cummings? Marinette suggested. Alia facepalmed herself. Girl, are you... What? No! It means someone has a big fat crush on you! She nearly squealed. Me? But I don't even talk to that many people here. I'm so focused on school, so, Marinette was blathering on before Alia interrupted her. Doesn't matter, girl. You're hella cute. You haven't dated anyone in over a year. Not since Luca. Alia draped an arm around Marinette's petite shoulders. It's time you get back out there. She gave her a slight squeeze. Marinette knew she might be right. And it's not like her breakup with Luca happened badly. They just weren't the right fit in the end. Why should this be any different? Marinette was busy. She was pursuing a dual master's in fashion design and vocal performance. She barely had any time for her, let alone time for any kind of love interest. However, she'd be lying if she said she wasn't intrigued. She's 23. It's a new school year. Anything can happen, right? Even falling in love. Thank you so much for listening to I Carry Your Heart, Chapter 1. If you like this, then please subscribe. I try to upload every single day, so there are many more fan fictions to come. As always, stay miraculous!